Welcome to the World Chess Championship 2014. Magnus Carlsen, defending world champion from Norway, rated 2863. Highest rating ever in the history of chess. Looking to defend his title. Magnus won it last year from former world champion Vishy Anand, seen here, ex-world champion from India. Vishy's looking for revenge. It's going to be a great match. Stay tuned for the games. Hi folks, John Cordisco back again. Round 9 of the World Chess Championship 2014 being played in Sochi, Russia. White is current world champion Magnus Carlsen from Norway, and is black former world champion Vishy Anand from India. It's going to be at Berlin. Let's get to it. I'll tell you the truth right up front here. It's not going to be much of a game. I'm not trying to put off and watching the video, but in fact, the only thing that's really of any interest is the press conference at the end. Let's just go through it. I think what happened in this game, knight f6, castles. Magnus said later at the press conference, Vishy Anand was very well prepared. So you're going to see what Magnus does here. Here's your typical Berlin. Bishop takes, pawn takes, knight f5, queen takes, king takes, h3. King comes over, knight c3. I want to see you take a look here. I got my computer on off screen, Fritz 13, and it shows bishop b4 as being the first move for black. h5, bishop e6, h5 was Vishy's choice. Knight to e2. That's a new move. That's something that's interesting. Magnus, I think he might have got that over the board. It's a variation I'm not familiar with. Bishop b6, bishop b7, b6, they're all about the same. Vishy decides to go b6, rook to d1, bishop a6, knight f4. Now I remember watching the game here, and I like bishop e7 myself. It hits the rook, and it hits the knight. It butchers White's pawns up a little bit if bishop takes the knight on f3, and that was my call. But the computer move, and that's what they did, was bishop b7. I should say Anand. e6. A really good move there. I like that a lot. Computer like bishop d2. I really don't care for it that much. Maybe you want to go bishop b2. And then bishop to here maybe. Pawn, bishop d6, pawn takes, check, king takes, and I think in a way that gives Anand a tempo. The king capture connects black's rooks, knight checks, king f6, knight e4, king comes back, and you get the general idea what's happening here. Position's dead drawn on the computer too, and this is where they decided to draw it. I'm showing this game because it was part of the championship and it was round 9, but I think also what it is too is I think Magnus got caught off guard. Now, I'm not an expert on Berlin. I don't know what he did well. It looks really good here with a pawn here and these bishops coming down the position here. I like that a lot. Black's rooks are connected, White's aren't. It shows as being dead even on here, but I think Anand had a little better prep than Magnus did. So Magnus had White, and he had to settle for a draw. Really short game. Gives him some time to rest, time to prepare. And Vishy has White. They don't play tomorrow. Well, excuse me, they do. They play around 10 on Friday. On Saturdays, they're off day. They play today on Thursday. So anyway, that's Round 9 of the World Chess Championship 2014. I hope you enjoyed it. I think Vishy's down a game. And there's 3 games left. We're going to have to see how he does. My gut tells me tomorrow Vishy has the white pieces for round 10. Vishy's going to go all out. He's got something prepared, and I hope it's a hell of a game. Anyway, folks, I want you to remember, if you think chess is just a game, you're not playing it right. And please check out the press conference at the end of the video. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.
Please take your seats. Okay, thank you. So we're ready to start. The game number 9 finished in a draw today, and we have players here with us. Can you please tell what happened? The game was quite short.
Yeah, it was very short indeed. So
We didn't manage to drink our coffee until it was already over. So
yeah, I don't know in what tempo you drink coffee, but that's me. Okay. Basically, I didn't quite see what to do here. Also in this position, e6, bishop d6. I thought about rook e1, then maybe f6 is okay for black. I don't know. And yeah, I thought as long as I don't see anything clear in the position, and it's better prepared than I am. And for the match, it's also okay with the draw.
So can you please clarify about the opening when you played knight e2, and what was the surprise? b6 was a surprise for you? Or what do you mean by?
I wouldn't like to go into details, but there are different lines for black there as well.
Vishy, what is your version? What happened today? Was it great preparation from yours?
Well, a lot of this is known. So, I mean, this idea e6 is often met by bishop d6, and I mean, I knew the check and check, but I mean, I didn't really expect it. But when it happened, there's not really much that black can do.
Are you happy with this result?
Sure. I mean, you have to just play the positions you get and the situations you get. So. I mean, I can count, I know the score, but I think still I have some chances.
Magnus, what about you? Are you happy with what happened today, with the result and the situation in the match?
It's always better to be able to press a bit with white, of course. But on the other hand, every half a point brings me half a point closer to 6.5, so that's not too bad, but it's a tough match, and right now it looks like it's going the distance.
Do we have questions? Join us, please.
Mr. Anand, were you surprised that Magnus didn't get more after the opening today?
Well, you try to be prepared for everything, but I mean, when he went e6 and bishop d6, I knew that at least it was comfortable for black.
Anand, what is the subtle difference in playing bishop a6 first and then bishop b7?
Well, this I would rather not explain.
Too many secrets, yes. Okay.
Mr. Anand, how is your confidence going into the last 3 games?
I think quite reasonable. I mean, also an easy draw like this with black. Well, I'll just have to try harder with white.
Carlsen, are you feeling better today than you did last game?
Yeah, sure. Today it was, and it usually is more about the position than how you feel.
Magnus, how was your preparation to this game versus the last one?
Well, it's a bit different when you're playing white, but yeah. Apparently, it wasn't good enough today to get a game, but it's not a disaster.
Magnus, do you feel you're playing at your best, or do you have another gear?
Well, I think my play's been quite inconsistent, both in terms of preparation and also overall play. But we'll see.
You have quite a few hours now. What are you going to do the rest of the day?
I don't know. It's a good question. I'm not used to having so much free time after the games.
Is it the shortest game actually in the World Championship matches? What do you think? You have better memory than mine for sure.
Well, not in terms of moves. In terms of time, perhaps? I don't know.
Mr. Anand, how do you feel at this point of the match compared to the match in Chennai?
I mean, I'm going to focus on this match. I don't sit and think about Chennai a lot. That was in the past. I will focus on the match. I mean, even though we are off early, there's actually a game to play tomorrow. So